One of the keys to manifesting anything you want in your life, or let's say you're an athlete and improving your performance, is a technique called mental rehearsal. And what that is basically like visualizing. However, when you do a mental rehearsal, you are putting yourself into that situation as if you are already in that scene. And visualization is more like you're on the outside watching a movie. And mental rehearsal is, I would say, probably a much more powerful technique. A lot of athletes will do this. They will picture themselves on the field, let's say for football. They will visualize themselves making that pass, catching that pass, and they will put themselves on the field in their mind actually completing those plays, or like somebody playing golf. I believe Tiger Woods has used this technique. Um, you put yourself in that position as it's happening, like you're in that moment. And so you can apply this to anything in your life. Let's say you want to attract a relationship into your life, maybe a specific person or not. Um, and you can create any kind of scene you want. Let's say you're going to sleep at night and you are mentally rehearsing and visualizing that person laying next to you. Or if you're meditating and you go into the scene where you are marrying them. Let's say you're a woman and you're in your body in a dress and you're walking down the aisle and that person you want to marry is standing there waiting for you. Put yourself into that scene rather than like somebody in the audience observing it. And this is one of those keys to manifesting, but just thinking about it's not going to necessarily cut it entirely because you also have to feel it. You have to feel like you're in that moment. It's like the teachings of Neville Goddard, where he has a book, I believe, called Feeling is the Secret. And I can see why a lot of people right now want to think that the law of attraction is a lie, it doesn't work, or whatever. Well, because you might be missing a piece of it. You can't just necessarily think about the things you want, you have to actually feel the things you want. And also, one of the problems is people are thinking about wanting. They want and want and want. Well, then the universe or God or whatever you want to call it is going to give you more of the wanting. So you have to visualize things and mentally rehearse and feel as if it is already manifested in your 3D reality. And another thing that I want to emphasize is if you have something, you can also lose it. If you have $5, you can lose that. And so you want to think about it slightly differently. Instead of having something that you want to think of it in terms as being that thing you want, in terms of like you you want a new car. You want to be in that moment and feel as if that car is yours, and you want to be the energy of obtaining the things that you desire. I hope that makes sense. This is a pretty basic practice. And another key to successfully manifesting is the belief in it. Some things are going to take longer than others to come to fruition in your life. So you have to have that undying faith and belief that you will obtain whatever it is that you desire. So long as you keep up with these practices, because sometimes you have to go through other experiences first to make it more worthwhile. Maybe you will appreciate whatever it is that you desire a little more if you go through some other hard times first. You have to learn how to just accept things as they are in the moment while working on feeling the way that you would feel if you have the things that you are desiring. I'm trying not to say wanting because, again, when you want, when you feel like you don't have it, like it's going to be off somewhere in the future and it will come someday, it's never going to come. You have to get into that mindset and that feeling of already having it. You want to have more money in your life? Well, you have to feel like you already possess that money. You have to start doing little things that would indicate you have the money that you desire, that it's already in your life. Feeling it is so important. So you could watch videos of someone winning the lotto, maybe. If you want to win the lotto, you can win the lotto. Anybody can win the lotto. People do. You just have to be persistent. You have to really get into that feeling, and you have to believe it with everything you've got that you are that success. You are married to the love of your life. You are living in the house of your dreams. You are a successful business owner, right? You have to feel it, believe it, and know it. So, visualization versus mental rehearsal is tip number one. I think visualizing can probably still work. However, you're going to have more powerful results when you really put yourself into the moment, when you are in that first person, when you are feeling it, and when you are believing it and knowing it. Those are 3 key tips to manifesting and bringing forth anything you want in your life. And when I say anything, I mean that, because on a fundamental level, everything is energy. This is proven. This is undeniable scientific fact. Quantum science has established that everything is energy. And the old Newtonian model of atoms and matter versus energy, like there's something separate, is outdated, to say the least. And so knowing that everything is energy, our thoughts are energy, our emotions are energy, and everything material is energy. It's all a frequency. And so that is how you're like a magnet. Your feelings are like a magnet, and they attract those things that you want or don't want. So a lot of people, I'm sure, get upset when you when you tell them, "Hey, you attracted this into your life. You brought about all these shitty circumstances." Nobody wants to hear that. And there's a difference between it happening consciously and subconsciously. Our subconscious mind is actually the creating, manifesting power in our lives. And so in order to reprogram that subconscious, repetition is key. Belief is key. Impressing upon the subconscious what it is that you want. So one of the most powerful times to implement any of these practices is right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up. So these are the times that you want to do your meditating, your mental rehearsals, your gratitude practice, giving thanks for that winning lotto ticket, or thank you for the love of my life, or thank you for this incredible career, and feel it. give thanks and feel it, mentally rehearse it, and believe it. And these things will come to pass. Maybe start looking around and notice the things that are currently in your life that you did manifest. Maybe you have some good things in your life that you've brought forth. And when you look at the things that you don't necessarily want, you have to start to dig a little deeper and look at your self-limiting beliefs, your sense of worth, and that energy is attracting more of what you don't want. If you don't deeply feel like you are worthy of a good, loving relationship, well, guess what? You're going to get more relationships that reflect that back to you. They are going to reiterate and emphasize the fact that you're not worthy. You don't feel like you're worthy, and that's programmed into your subconscious, then you will get more of that lack of worth that mirrors in your life. And it's just how things work. I know this from experience. I've been there. I would question why am I being treated so terribly by men in my life? I've had some very bad relationships, and as soon as I realized I had no sense of worthiness, and I began to work on that every day. I wrote it down. I am worthy. I told myself that. I would say I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of success. I'm worthy of anything and everything. I would really, really work on that worth. And then things started to really shift and change. So perhaps even before you start to try to manifest somebody in your life or something, you probably need to start working on you. Because if your life is just in chaos and not working out so well and you're just struggling along, it comes from within. That's where it all begins. And you need to know that you're worth it. You are worthy of everything you desire. Everybody is. And I think all these people who are just bad people, they're either hurt or they're certainly unconscious. They're not living a conscious awareness. And their egos are just slave driving them. Their ego is just running their life. So really to bring about the changes and the life you desire, work on yourself and do your mental rehearsal practices and really get into the feeling of it. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Know your worth, and know and believe also that you can and you will have everything that you desire.